Okay, is that better? Can you guys hear me better now? I'm going to speak right into the mic. Rachel, is that any better?
Isa says she can hear you.
Okay, lovely. Okay, I will hold on to my mic. Perfect. Okay. Great. We're at 50 participants. That seems to be holding stable. So if you haven't had a chance, please do enter your name into the chat box. And as I was saying, depending on our numbers later on, we may be able to unmute you. So you can try raising your hand. There is a raise hand feature. If you go into your participants list, it should be under more. There's also, you can try using a reaction or type it into the chat box that you want to speak, and we can unmute you or let you unmute yourself. And let me make sure that I'm actually recording. Yeah, I am recording. Amazing. Okay, thank you. So, Helena,
Yes.
Can you so far confirm how many people, before I go there, according to our bylaws, we need 10% of our total membership to make quorum today. And we currently have 231 members in good standing. Therefore, we require 23 members in attendance and in proxy. So Helena, can you confirm how many members are present?
At this point in time, Nancy Hayes makes number 43 officially logged in.
Okay,
quorum.
So, and I do see 51 participants on our list. Now, some of them could be us. People on the board probably haven't. And I suppose we should be too, right? Yes, we should. Okay, that's good. We'll add that in. And we have 12 in proxy, so that's fantastic. We have reached, so I can announce that we've reached quorum and we can officially start the meeting. So it is my pleasure to call our AGM to order. Okay, let me just figure out the slide feature here. Okay, here we go. So, following best practices, we're going to be following Robert's Rules of Order, 11th edition. We'll be using poll questions for voting purposes. So when there's an opportunity to vote for a motion, you'll be asked to vote in favor, oppose, or abstain. To make a motion or second a motion, please use the chat function on the side of the screen and type in either I move or I second and include your full name if it doesn't show up in the chat box properly. According to Robert's Rules, we need to, I just learned this whole thing has been a great learning experience for me. We need to move and second the motion before we can actually discuss it, ask any questions. So once any discussions and questions have been resolved, we will vote on the motion. So all members who are in good standing 21 days in advance of our AGM are eligible to vote. And now the slide says that Carrie, our VP, will be monitoring the chat feature. Unfortunately, Carrie had a last minute work emergency, so she was not able to join us this morning. So Helena has jumped in to be the motion manager, as we're calling her.
Appreciate people letting me.
We're very pleased. We've got a great team here. Everybody's like helping out. Okay, so here is our agenda. We've called the meeting to order. We have reviewed our rules of order. We will have to appoint a recording secretary. Then we will adopt the agenda. We're going to approve the minutes from last year's AGM. We will allow our treasurer to Amitabh Datta to do a quick highlights of our financial reports. We will discuss and vote on our proposed bylaw change. We will put forward our slate of nominations. We're going to recognize our retiring board members, and then we'll have the actual annual report section of our AGM, and then conference 2020 update, member forum, and then finally the adjournment. So So now we're going to move on to the first few motions. So the first one is approval of our recording secretary. So because of the fact that our secretary that we had back throughout most of this year, it was Sherry Daly. She had to step down back in, I think it was March, right around the time of our pandemic. So our incoming secretary, Jessica Pang Parks, has very kindly offered to step in as our recording secretary. And everybody's already voted. That's amazing. So Sharon, just Sharon, who's our bookkeeper, is actually going to be like running the actual polls. However, there's just a slight point of order here. We have to make the motion first before you launch the poll. So I'm going to still ask for a motion. So may I have a motion to approve Jessica as our recording secretary for our AGM, and a seconder, so that you have to type that into the chat box, please. Oh, Helena.
Oh,
She just stepped away. Okay, so I was looking for someone to move the motion and then someone to second it. Has anyone put in their names?
Yes. Jillian has moved the motion and Heather Johnson has seconded it.
Okay, and that's amazing. And then I'm supposed to ask for the questions or discussion, but I don't think that there are any, so I'm going to ask everyone to vote, and everyone has voted. So that was very quickly dispensed up. So Sharon, do you want to just end the polling now? No, and share results. There, you already did. Okay, so you can stop sharing results now. Okay, okay. Polling is closed. Okay, so let's see if I can share results and then stop. Okay, there we go. Oh, let's see if we can just close it. There we go. Okay, so the motion has passed. Thank you, members, and thank you so much, Jessica. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the approval of the agenda. So now I need a motion to approve the agenda, as well as a seconder. So if you could please type that into the chat box. Helena, do we have a
motion? And bunch of seconders, and you guys are great. Thank you.
Okay, good. We'll just take the first ones that came in. That's wonderful. Is there any discussion about the agenda? Please put that into the chat box if there's any questions or discussions.
Seeing none.
Seeing none, perfect. Okay, so now we are going to vote on the approval of the agenda. So Sharon, there we go. Okay. Perfect. It looks like 100%. "32 people have voted." I'll just give it another quick minute. I'm not seeing the numbers going up, so we can stop the share. Okay, perfect. Polling is now closed. And Sharon, I think you can just close the poll there. I did it by just clicking on the X at the very top last time. Okay, perfect. Okay, and then the third motion on this slide, we're going to approve the 2018 AGM minutes. So they were sent by email, and they're now also posted to the website in the AGM section that you can find under About Us. Okay, so may I have a motion to approve the 2018 AGM minutes and a seconder? I'm also noticing this, we've got 57 participants on this AGM. So the other thing we will need is for those of you who've just joined us to type your name into the chat box so that we have you registered on the call.
I see some, Jessica, you're saying that Sadie, hi Sadie, made the motion. Is that correct? Yes.
Okay.
And we do have a seconder, Kristen.
Perfect. Okay, lovely. Are there any questions, comments, or corrections to the 2018 minutes? AGM minutes? Okay, so anything there, Helena?
No.
Okay, so we're launching the poll. We'll just give it a few more minutes.
Karen has said that she's not able to see the poll. Is there a drop down I'm missing?
It should just come up automatically. I'm not sure how we control that because it is I mean, because I have 42 people who have voted, so most people are seeing the poll.
Angela said it just popped on her screen.
Okay. Yeah.
Liza is saying the polls are coming up fast and then closing fast.
Okay, so we got to give it a bit more time then.
Thanks, everybody. Lee suggested looking at the bottom of your screen.
Okay. So the poll has been up for about 1:40. So we've got 47 out of 56 people who have voted. We'll give it 2 minutes or so. Those of us who are on the board, I can't vote because I don't, as a co-host, I don't think I can vote. Okay. All right, so it's been, I have 50 people who have voted out of a possible 57. I think we can close the poll now. Okay, great. That's that. Okay, sorry. Sorry, we went backwards here. Okay, so now I'm going to turn the meeting over to our treasurer, Amitabh Datta. Amitabh, can you go ahead and share your screen now?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Alex.
Morning.
Just share my screen here. Oh, okay. It's saying you cannot share screen while the other participant is sharing. So I guess you have to stop.
I will stop my share. There we go.
Okay. Hang on a second there. It's not pulling up the file that I wanted to share. No.
We almost need some like fun music, background, elevator music.
It's not letting me share the statements. second.
I can try making you the host. Let's see if that helps.
Maybe. Because I just have the statements on my PDF here. And normally when I hit share, it just shares it.
So go to, there's a little pull down next.
Oh, got it. Now it's here. Yeah, that helped. Thanks, Alex. The co-host helps.
Okay,
So
good.
here, I will share the statements now. So before we dive in, they're just, they're similar to last year. And because according to the nonprofit standards, our gross revenues are not more than what is required. So we don't need an audit. So therefore, this is an unaudited financial statement, also called a review, financial statements prepared by a public accountant. So that's what these statements are. And I will now just be presenting the highlights. So this is a standard review report that basically states that the public accountant has prepared the statements in accordance with the generally accepted review standards. And this lays out their conclusion that the statements were fairly presented. So moving on to the actual statement of operations themselves, I guess the biggest things that stand out is the conference in 2019. So last year was a lot higher than 2018. So which is why the gross revenues overall are higher. And also because we have the every 2 years, the SVOS. So that took place last year, and PAVRO generated about $18,000 in revenues out of that. So that's what it's presented here. Our largest expenses are the conference, because the conference was a little bit more expensive, so and bigger, at a larger venue too. So the expenses were higher, as well as the independent contractors that we have are consistent to what they were last year. Overall, there was a excess revenues over expenditures of 25,000, which would be called net profit. So that's what is presented here. Unrestricted net assets is essentially what the summary cumulative net accesses over expenditures over the years that has built up. So that's $65,000 in PAVRO's case. This is our financial position. So it shows because of a better profitable year, cash position is higher, and our net assets are slightly higher than last year. So, and this is just a reconciliation of the cash flow statement, $37,000. So then we have standard notes to financial statements. But other than that, if there are any questions, I can take them, but that's just a brief overview of the financial statements.
We should also add that these financial statements are now posted on the website, on the AGM page, which you can find under the About Us section.
Right.
So now I'm going to share my screen.
Just let me open that here.
Okay, just again, give me a moment. There we go. Okay, sure. So hang on, I'm just trying to advance my slides. Sometimes it doesn't want to do this for me. There we go.
Okay, so I am now to ask, I put forward a motion to approve the financial statements as presented.
You're asking for the motion, Amitabh. So you're going to ask?
May I have a motion, to approve the financial statements as presented?
We do have a seconder. Hi, Andy.
Okay, great.
And do we have a mover as well?
I apologize, Florence.
Thank you. Okay, wonderful. So at this point, are there any questions or any kind of discussion about the statements? You can feel free to please put those into the chat box.
Right.
Do, do, do.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be fine.
Well, overall, it was a very positive financial statement, I'd have to say.
We do have a question
Yes.
from Fiza. Hi, Fiza. How do we think PAVRO will be financially for 2020 without having a conference?
Well, we will have a conference.
Yeah.
So we will, because Helena is our one of our conference co-chairs, we will be sharing that information towards the end of our presentation today.
There you go.
Thanks, Fiza. Great question.
Oh, and in terms of how we're going to do, yeah, that's I think one of the things that we have to do as a board is we will have to redo our budget. We
Right.
had projected a budget that kind of ended up around the same spot financially, bottom line, but we obviously, with a different kind of conference, we may see
Right.
those revenue numbers change.
Change, exactly.
No other questions at this time, Alex.
Okay, wonderful. So
Great.
now we can ask for the vote to approve the 2019 financial statements. So I'm going to try to leave the poll up for at least 2 minutes. Is everybody seeing the poll this time?
Yes, yes.
Okay, lovely. That's good.
I feel very much in control. This is very exciting.
Yeah, when technology's wonderful when it works, right?
Karen is saying can't see it, but I think it's my pop-up blocker.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. That can happen. Usually there's
Sorry, Karen.
yeah, there's a little in where you type in where the URL goes. Often there's a little indicator there that you're being blocked. So sometimes you can click on that and allow it. Okay, anybody else want to vote? We have 47 out of 55 people voting.
Can everyone see the chat? Heather Johnson has made a great point,
Which is?
which is for those who are having challenges with submitting the polls or access to it, try stopping your video, as this might be using up extra bandwidth that is impacting your internet access.
Very good point.
Yeah.
Heather must be with communications and marketing.
Also, if everybody's voting at once, it will slow it down and you might have to try a second time.
Aha.
I think it's going swimmingly, Alex. Well done.
Lovely. Okay, well, it's been 2 minutes now. Hopefully we can we'll probably just close this poll now, and hopefully those of you who are having trouble with the poll will actually get it fixed for the next few motions. Okay, so that's great. Do you want to end the polling now, Sharon?
Okay.
Lovely. Let's close that up. Amitabh, you want to do the next motion?
Yes, absolutely. So 96% in favor, 2% opposed, 2% abstain with an over. Just give me a second. I'd say the motion has passed just because 96% in favor.
I would agree.
I'm just going to call the poll. So the next motion I have is to approve the appointment of the public accountant that prepared the 2019 financial statements. That would be the MP group. So also to prepare 2020 PAVRO's review engagement in 2021. So I
So
put forward that motion.
Mhm.
Do I
We
have,
have,
we
Janelle
need a
Warren
mover
has-
and a seconder.
somebody to move
Janelle
it?
Warren has made the motion and Lisa Ray has seconded.
Okay, great. So
Amazing. Are there any questions about that appointment or discussions? Helena, any questions or discussions?
Not
Okay,
yet.
wonderful. We can launch that poll. We'll give this a couple of minutes. Great. Well, it looks like we're okay. 48 out of 54 people have voted. That's great. It looks like I'm wondering if any of our technical quick fixes are working for people. So much nicer when we can like just wave a piece of paper up in the air, eh? Okay, that's great. 90% of people have voted. We'll just give it another minute or so just to make sure. Anyone else trying to vote but can't?
there should be, yeah, okay. Another half a minute.
Yeah, we'll just give it another. We just want to make sure everybody has a chance to vote. Yeah, this is a much better start. We've now have 50 out of 54 people voting. That's great. Okay, so 2 minutes is up. We can end the polling now. I would say that this motion has passed. Thank you very
Great.
much.
Thank you.
Okay, great.
Now we can
Move along here.
continue along. Exactly.
Sorry. Okay, so now we're going to move on to address the bylaw change that we circulated in the notice to our members. So the board recommends that we reduce the number of board members from a minimum of 9 to 7 members and a maximum of 9 from 14. The rationale for this change reflects the trend of smaller not-for-profit boards, and it acknowledges the challenges of the challenge of recruiting leaders. This will also contribute to a more efficient governance system and to enhance the decision-making process. In fact, I have to tell you that this spring we had some serious concerns about recruiting the minimum 9 board members our current bylaws require. We had approached our sort of in-house governance consultant, Kathleen Douglas, and so she recommended the proposed change to us. So as I said before, we're going to have to put forward the motion first. So may I have a motion, and then we will certainly be open for discussion. So may I have a motion to approve the proposed change to the bylaw?
I so move.
Okay, do we have a seconder?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Both Florence and Nancy. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to open up the floor to any questions or discussion about this proposed change.
comments coming in. A good move. It seems very reasonable.
Okay, that's good.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Another, it's reasonable, having challenges at the local level. Great move.
Okay.
Definitely important. Thank you for
Okay,
the feedback, everyone.
that's great. That's amazing. So I think we can go ahead and vote on this motion.
Heather has
Yeah.
asked a question or a
Go
comment.
ahead.
Is there any consideration to ensuring that the board is made up of members from diverse industries, i.e. healthcare, social services, etc.?
Yes, that is certainly something that I don't know that we've been very consciously aware of, but it really hit us right around the time of the pandemic because we all of a sudden it kind of dawned on me that everybody works for the hospital. Everyone on our board worked for the hospital sector, and it made most of them were very, very challenged to sort of fulfill their duties on the board because a lot of them were redeployed or working well in excess of their normal work hours. Sherry Daly, who's our secretary, works at one of the Ottawa hospitals. She basically said, I'm working 60, 70 hours a week. I have to step down. So it really brought home the need to ensure that we do have a diverse board. And that's certainly something we're going to be looking at in the future to try and be a bit more proactive in having a more diverse board and also even to kind of come up with a target for what we're looking for. So that's something that we'll be discussing over the summer.
Alex, we've had another comment from Janelle. Support reduced numbers of board members. What does it say about an organization dedicated to volunteer leadership that we're having problems recruiting board members?
Well, yeah, no, it's a great question. It's something that we've been asking ourselves because we're not the only association who have struggled with this. I know that a lot of the AVAs have the same issues. I've heard that there are some associations, other provincial associations across Canada that are having the same challenges as well. And some of them have actually had to have actually disbanded altogether. And I mean, I think there's lots of reasons for this, and it could very well be that it may be employers are not as supportive now of their staff engaging in these sorts of, I guess, extracurricular activities. So that could be part of it too. People are just working harder. They're working longer hours. It's hard to put in the time for something like this. But at the same time, I think all of us who are engaged in this kind of activity really see the benefits to our careers. So that is one thing I want to kind of put out there is that it's an incredible leadership building activity and or experience. And I'd recommend it to anybody.
There's a lot of great comments happening in the chat right now.
That's great.
These are recorded as part of the...
Yes.
Good. I'm sure PAVRO will get back to everyone on this particular topic.
That's great. So we've had it, okay, 37 out of 54 have voted. Okay, so I do want to give it a bit more time just because I'd like to see that like get close to that 90% of people voting that we had last time. Okay, we're getting close here. Okay, well, we have had it open the poll has been open for over 4 minutes. We've had about 47 people vote on it. And I do note that 3 people are opposed to the change. So that's 6% of the people voting, and 94% or 44 people have voted in favor of it. But based on this, I'm going to say that the motion is passed. Thank you. Okay. Oops. Okay, so I was supposed to move to that slide. Okay, so so the next slide is about the election of the board of directors. So we're now going to present the slate of nominees according to bylaws Article 6, Section 1. Officers who have listed on the slide are the president, vice president, past president, and treasurer are elected for 1-year terms. All other directors are elected for a 2-year term. Before moving forward with this motion and the vote, I want to especially thank past president Kathleen Douglas for stepping up again to serve as our past president. We reached out to our list of past presidents for some help when we discovered that all of our board members were working in the hospital sector, and we were really struggling to kind of move forward. Both the current past president Helena and vice president Carrie found themselves in very challenging situations professionally and have had to step down as of this AGM. So on behalf of the board and PAVRO members, I'm extremely grateful to have the support of Kathleen's expertise as our association moves into a very challenging time for our profession. The other point I want to make here is that our bylaws don't stipulate any roles for our directors other than the officers as listed on our slide. So that's why I haven't actually listed any titles here or roles, but obviously our board is highly operational. Each person on this list has taken on a specific area of responsibility. Before we proceed, our bylaws do allow us to accept nominations from the floor. Do we have any nominations at this time? Helena, any takers?
We've been asked if we could please read the names out loud, as I can't see the slides.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Right,
Yes.
Alex?
Yes,
you.
I will. Okay, so for president, we have myself, Alexandra Vasic, going in for a 2nd year. The vice president role is vacant at this time. We will appoint them going forward. Our treasurer is Amitabh Datta. He joined in September of 2019. Past president Kathleen Douglas, her 1st year. So then we have the following directors. We have Heather Johnson stepping in for her 1st year. Florence Edibiri is coming on for her 2nd year. Actually, no, Florence, you've actually been on the board longer, but this will be your 2nd year in your current role. Then we have new board member Lorna Catramboni, her 1st year, Lynn Lowe's, who joined us in September 2019, and then Jessica Payne Parks, who's also stepping in as well.
We've been asked to share what organizations they represent.
Oh, okay. So Amitabh, remind me where you're working. Now, I work at an agency called New Circles Community Services in Toronto. Amitabh, I can't remember. You work for the government, right? Amitabh, do you hear me? Amitabh is actually a CPA, so I think he works for the government, but I don't remember. Kathleen, I believe you are in independent. You're an independent consultant, right?
Douglas Leadership Group.
There we go. Heather Johnson.
Canadian Cancer Society, currently laid off due to COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. Florence.
Manager Volunteer Services, PAVRO Health Network.
That's great. Lorna?
I'm with a national charity called Threads of Life.
Amazing. Lynn? Lynn, she's also she does some independent consulting work as well. Jessica?
Lynn just commented that she volunteers at Hope Air.
There we go.
And Jessica is from the Heart and Stroke Foundation, currently laid off due to COVID-19.
Yeah, that's one of the sad things about what's going on right now in our field. There's a lot of amazing people who are currently in that situation. Okay, so
There have been no nominations on the chat.
okay, so may I have a motion to accept the report of the nominating committee? As this is a committee of the board, we do not require a second, so we just need someone to move this.
Ooh, let's put Florence down as the mover, but a whole bunch of people jumped up. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. So now are there any questions before we create or ask you to vote, sorry.
No questions showing.
Okay, that means we can launch that poll. So please vote on the slate of directors as presented, and we'll give it a couple of minutes as well. That's great. Votes are coming in fast and furious.
Nancy's not seeing the poll this time.
Oh, shoot.
I don't know. We just been hacked.
Oh, God. Don't say that. Are you seeing something in the chat?
Nick, you guys want to play some Warzone when we're finished?
Okay, Nick, can you please, can we remove, okay, I think we can remove Nick, right?
Yep, we've been hacked.
Okay, let me just see if I can, oh,
Yeah, that one just felt funny.
Hey, Jessica, show me your titties.
okay, I just removed him. Oh dear.
Well handled, Alex.
Well, thank you, Helena, for bringing that to my attention. Oh my goodness.
Sharon here, it was interesting because that never showed up in my chat.
Oh, really? You didn't see, but Helena did.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay. Well, we've had 49 out of 53 people vote, which is great. I think we can close the poll, and this means that the motion has passed. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our members and our incoming directors. We're grateful for your service.
We're getting lots of congratulations and thanks to the board members.
Lovely. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so now I would like to take this opportunity to thank outgoing board members for their time, energy, and commitment to PAVRO during their terms. So as I mentioned before, Sherry Daly served for 1 year in the role of secretary and was one of our amazing conference co-chairs in 2019. Vanessa Martinez and Jillian Bruning served for 2 years as directors of marketing and communications. Carrie Astle served for 2 years as Director of Member Services before completing 1 year as Vice President, and Helena Finn Vickers served a total of 5 years on the board as Vice President, President, and past President. All of them made a big impact on our association, and we shall miss them greatly. I will in particular miss having both Carrie as VP and Helena as past president, and I've been deeply grateful for their presence and support on the board. Fortunately for PAVRO, I know both of them will remain strong supporters, and Helena has committed to co-leading our virtual conference this fall. All presidents become honorary life members of PAVRO once they become past presidents, and we're pleased to announce that Helena has joined their ranks. You can actually find a full list of our past presidents on our website under the About Us section. So.
And I'd just like to jump in here at this point to thank everyone, but also to thank the number of past presidents who are on this AGM today. Thank you so much for that support. It means a lot.
That's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, so all of our members will receive a copy of the slide deck as an annual report, and it will be posted on our website along with our the actual recording of this AGM. So we just wanted to kind of give you some snapshots of our accomplishments in 2019 as an association. So we'll have each of our directors speak to the next few slides. So Florence, can I ask you to unmute yourself and say a few words? I've got your sort of section split out over 3 slides.
Okay, I'm Florence Adevery, and I lead the member services portfolio. And one of the portfolios we have here is the webinar committee. We have PAVRO members who head the webinar committee. Over the past year, we have had 4 webinars offered to our PAVRO members. We have not been able to offer as much as we would like. COVID took place, and there were some challenges with that. But however, we have some other webinars that are scheduled to come out during the course of the year. So we hope that you are able to tap into that as well. We have been able to change to a new platform, which is the Go to the Webinar for better outcomes. We are hoping that this platform will be able to provide better opportunities for you to participate, and it's a better platform for the committee to navigate the webinar feature. Next slide, Alex. Mm-hmm. The certification committee also had some certifications this year. There was 1 successful certification, and there were 14 recertifications presented this year. A video was sent out in terms of providing information on the certification, the relevant information about the benefits and different levels of certifications were also sent out during the past year as well. Next slide, please. Our mentorship committee in 2020, the mentorship ran from January to December, and the deadline has now been changed to December 1st. During the last year, we had 4 mentor-mentee matches made with twice as many mentors as mentee coming forward. So this is an opportunity for our members to participate in this mentorship program. We have lots of mentees available and mentors. So we are looking for mentors, anyone who wants to be mentors, or if you want to participate in this program, you can actually tap into this as well. And is there another slide, or I think that's all we have in this area?
Yep, that's it. Thank you, Florence. So we have our outgoing directors, Jillian and Vanessa. And unfortunately, Jillian had to leave our meeting because she was, she had another meeting to go to. So these are just a few little highlights that we wanted to present. And it does cover stuff that we've already done or that's happening right now in 2020, just because sometimes it can be hard to actually pinpoint what happened in 2019. So So we wanted to just kind of give you a broad scope of what's happening. So we launched a blog this year. Our ePowerline newsletter reach is already up to 434 subscribers. The big change we made is that we are using our newsletter as a marketing piece. So what we do is a week after it goes to our membership, it goes to people who are kind of like on a contact list. We'd really like to try and build up this. We have some great plans for the newsletter, and you'll start seeing some great, amazing improvements in the future. Facebook, we're up to 411 followers. Twitter, 424 followers. And in LinkedIn, we have a group page, and we also have a new company page that was created in April 2020 by Joanne Deschamps, our amazing administrator. So this allows us to actually share content, which the group did not. So do find our new LinkedIn page and share, everybody share. Are there any other questions about communications? Oh, okay, so we will move on. I'm going to speak to strategic partnerships as well, because I was actually on the conference committee last year. So I would have to say that in the highlight of 2019 was the partnership to create Synergize, our national conference in Ottawa, May 14th to 16th. So that was a joint conference with VMPC as well as Volunteer Canada. We had over 240 registrants in attendance. The one sad thing that happened is that we lost our longstanding conference sponsorship from the Ministry of Citizenship and Immigration in 2019 due to government restructuring. For many years, they gave us about $7,500 in sponsorship. So that was a huge loss to us. But the great thing is that we did make it up through additional sponsorships, including Better Impact, BMS Insurance, Logistics. We had some presentation partners. These are government agencies that are not allowed to call themselves sponsors, but they can call themselves presentation partners. So that was the Canada's Volunteer Awards and the Sovereign's Medal for Volunteers. A number of our AVAs co-sponsored our Thursday coffee break. And for the first time, we had a sponsor for the Linda Buchanan Award, and that was provided by the Ottawa AVA, the AOVR. And we had some in-kind sponsors as well: Delta Hotels, Volunteer Management Institute, City of Ottawa, 4imprint, and Volunteer Canada. We are continuing our long-standing AVA liaison network. We also piloted this past year for a short time member benefit with an organization called First Aid for You. It offers a 10% discount to members on first aid training. And we're going to try to extend that. They're now offering some new courses, and we'll be announcing that very shortly, including some COVID-related courses for staff. And this discount can be applied not only to the member themselves, but to their colleagues and volunteers. We're always on the lookout for additional member benefits to offer members, so please do let us know if you have any ideas. 2019 was a really good year for PAVRO. Terrific membership growth, I think, because of the popularity of Synergize. We had 284 members as of December 31st. Oh, I just repeated myself there, sorry about that. We did launch the 2019 iteration of SVOS to the hospital sector. We had 22 institutions representing 45 sites. And this year we put out an RFP and partnered with a new firm to provide the data analysis metrics at work. And we think it was a much, much better product. There was some significant changes in the way that they actually delivered the reporting, which did cause some issues to some of the hospitals, because then it was harder to compare from 2017 to 2019. But we were very convinced that the way they did the data analysis was much stronger than it had been in the past. The administrative team at PAVRO, we continue to look at cost-saving measures, and one of the things we did do is we implemented G Suite to store all of our association documents and create a stronger institutional legacy. And we're going to be moving to using Google Meet as our kind of like our meeting platform. And actually, we'd like to use it for our webinars going forward as well, because again, it's a great cost-saving measure because it's part of our whole package. And one of the things that I'm very excited about is that we recruited Amitabh as our treasurer. It's an amazing resource to have on the board, to actually have a professional accountant help us out. I'm sure Sharon, who's our bookkeeper, will agree with that. Then 2020 arrived, and that's when everything changed. So as you know, and I think we are heading into a very challenging time, and we want to make sure that, you know, we are here for our members. The theme of our postponed conference is called Creating Connections, and we want to ensure that all of our members and prospective members feel connected during this challenging time. One of the things that we did do, we offered 3 webinars just in the last few weeks, and we opened it up to everybody. It was free to everyone, whether they were members or not. And we also created a page with COVID-specific resources for members and as well as non-members. We're hoping to host a strategic planning session this summer to align our association with what our members are looking for in the next few years. So we now also want to take this opportunity to thank all of our committee members. Now, some of these committee members were members in 2019 and some joined us in 2020, but we never miss out on an opportunity to thank people, obviously. We've got a membership committee, we've got a communications committee, we've got webinar. Oh, and I will read it out loud because I do know that that was requested. So on our membership committee, we have Funmi Odebode and Angela Beijing. We have communications, we have Tasha McPhee, Ruth Pintinga, Heather Johnson, and Denise Hawken. On our webinar committee, we have Kimberly John, Michelle Week, and Alina Needham. Mentorship, so far we only have Megan Innes. We're hoping to grow that. Certification, we've got Rachel Murphy, Joan Annabelle, Anna Grenier, Natalie Little, Morgan Richardson, and Nancy Hayes. And our 2 amazing conference committees. So 2019, we had Sherry Daly, Kathy McGee, myself, Denise Hawken, Lexi White, Joanne Turple. We also had, on that committee, we did have representatives from both VMPC as well as Volunteer Canada. And then 2020 conference, we have Helena, Sharon Hudson, Ali Panopoulos, Kristen Loblaw, Deb Watch, and Tracy Drenth. I hope I didn't mangle anybody's names. So now I'm going to turn it over to you, Helena. I think you're still muted. There we go.
Sorry, I just learned that my decline phone call here at work doesn't work. So I apologize. It was oh, people. So I represent our small but mighty conference committee for 2020. Undaunted by the COVID-19 pandemic and all that it's causing us, all the grief, because the board had given us a mandate of a conference that was all around creating connections. And PAVRO members on this AGM, PAVRO members across the province, and the wider community, we will make this happen. We are incredibly, incredibly excited by the opportunity we have to create our first virtual conference for PAVRO. It's going to happen. So, sorry, just have to close that. So Learn2 is an incredibly reputable company who facilitates training and development across North America. Companies like McDonald's, Pepsi, American Express, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. www.learn2.com is actually their email address. Sorry, it's not their website address. If you want to go on there, because they are going to facilitate an exciting opportunity for us to learn together virtually. So day one, so it's a 2-day conference. However, we are very aware of how difficult it is to sit at your computer for 2 days. So we are jam packing 2 half days in October, October the 1st and October the 8th. Get it in your calendars now, everyone, because on October the 1st, Learn2 will be facilitating the Communicating Naturally workshop with us. And they have a platform that is going to blow our socks off, meeting rooms and whiteboards, and oh, it's going to be fantastic. So I tell you, this is really, really incredibly exciting for PAVRO and for all of us who will be participating. So stay tuned for lots of details. So day one will be this interactive, exciting time together. And then we're doing something a little bit different if we can go to slide 2. So day 2, October the 8th, because nothing is normal right now, and we're not going to know what the situation is going to be in October for all of us, right? We just simply don't. Learn2 has committed to facilitating the second part of our workshop based on our experience from day 1 and feedback you're going to receive and what you're going to share with us. What a neat idea. We're going to develop day 2 as we go. Neat idea, I thought. Mary Bean is our lead facilitator from Learn2, who's so excited about this opportunity to develop this workshop with us. Our committee are incredibly excited. I have to give kudos to the committee because that phone call we had, was it the end of February, the beginning of March, when the world changed? Really difficult decision to put forward to the board that we felt we had to postpone our May conference for lots of reasons, including the financial implications. So I do acknowledge that, you know, we need to consider that. But the board were very supportive. Sharon Hudson Alapanopoulos as my co-chair is a rock and such an enthusiastic person to work with. And she's actually the person who brought us Learn2. So I want to give kudos to her and our committee for the exciting things that are going to happen. What you need to know is more details will be rolling out now. This is kind of our first launch. Get excited, people. This is so Learn2 is going to be sending out a survey to participants that is really going to help tailor day 1 to you, which is cool. But then we, as PAVRO and the board and the conference committee, are going to be sending out a survey after this conference, after this AGM, to ask you some questions about your potential conference participation and how to make that the best possible for you. I need to tell you that our committee and the board, we're looking at the expansion of PAVRO and the live Leaders in Voluntary Engagement name beyond our membership into our communities, through our AVAs, through our community connections, Ontario and beyond. It's virtual. Anybody can join us. This is such an opportunity for PAVRO. So lots of work to be done now. One of the abilities of stepping off the board as an active member is I can put hopefully a little bit more energy into helping co-chair an amazing conference experience for all of us. Who wants? Come on. It's going to be great. So you will, please stay tuned for the Survey Monkey that will be coming out around general things. We'll get you some more details. No, I don't have the pricing as yet. I know people are interested, but you know, this is going to be amazing. And I'm so excited to be part of the committee that are bringing this to you. Okay.
Thanks, Elena. That's amazing. Okay, so I do appreciate that it's beyond an hour at this point, but I do want to make sure that we have opportunities to ask any other questions. Anything, please let us know what's going on. Any questions about the conference, about our direction, ideas, feedback? And of course, you can email us for sure. I have a president@pavro.on.ca email. Please just talk to me. You can book a phone call. I'd love your ideas. Helena, is anything coming up?
kind of lost control there for a minute. Hold on.
I know that's a lot. Helena was doing a lot today.
Thank you to everyone for your kind comments about this, what this is going to be.
That's great. I love our members. Our members are awesome.
Sorry.
And as you can see, there is actually a Starbucks card in the offing, so we will be hosting a draw in the next few days. We just want to make sure we get everybody's names, and we'll do a draw, and then we'll mail this out to you so that you can enjoy lots of Starbucks, or at least a few.
There's yes, we, you know, not that we want to bribe you or anything, but if you participated in today's virtual AGM, your name, if you put it on the list, we're going to go through this list, will be put in for a little, because Starbucks is open. Thank gosh.
That's right.
And there are lots of great comments coming about conference and ideas. Thank you.
That's great. Well, we will
consideration.
definitely, yeah, we'll be pouring over those. Absolutely. So that wraps up our 2019 AGM. Can I have a motion to declare the AGM adjourned? Helena, can I ask you as your final act as past president to move that our AGM be adjourned?
I'm so moved. Thank you for everything, everyone. This is
Yeah. I know. So I declare the adjournment of the 2019 annual general meeting of PAVRO. Thank you for all your attention today. Stay in touch and stay safe. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
great job.
A wonderful day. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. I'm just going to make sure, Helena, that I'm going to stop my share now. And oops, hold on a sec. Stop share. Stop it. Okay, great. I just want to make sure, I'm going to go into the chat just to make sure that in fact, that's great.
There were quite a few really interesting things that popped up into the chat. I was trying to write them down quick, and
Yeah, it looks like it's allowing me to save them right into my Dropbox. So that's great.
fantastic. I was trying to write down names as they were coming on.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, is Joanne on the call on the AGM?
Yeah, I think she is.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi. That was so good, you guys.
That was amazing. Alex, you were amazing.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God.
Everybody. And Florence, bless you.
Yeah,
Jumping
you
right in.
guys did a great job. That was awesome.
Yeah,
And
well
Sharon
done.
handled the polls. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was great. It was great. Okay. No,
hey, I'm not on the board anymore.
Yeah, I know you're not. You're off. Everybody's off the hook now.
Well, and so the certificates did get mailed out on Tuesday morning to the home addresses of the retiring board members.
Oh, amazing. Thank you, Helena. I really appreciate that you did that.
Got to do my own. It was fun.
Okay.
Before I sign off, do I have to do anything else? You got the polls. You should be able to print the
Yeah.
polls.
Yeah. Should be good. And I can actually stop the video now. Stop. No, it's not my video.
The record.
Stop the record. Hang on. I'm just looking for that. Stop recording. Okay.
Jessica